Apocalypse. It is I, Tantus Naravan Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome. It is time to continue my discussion on Werewolf the Apocalypse, in the world of darkness. Now, when we last left off, I began talking about the pack. Let's continue talking about the pack today. The pack is going to be the most important task your players will accomplish. It is going to be something that is difficult to finish out completely, and is difficult more on your end on the storyteller, that you have to gain the information from your players, because this is an opportunity to empower them. They as a group are going to build their pack all together, and it's then up to you to take the information that they provide and to build your story, to build your chronicle appropriately around the information that they are determining as they form this pack, which is a unition of all of them together. Now, as I said, this does help empower your players because it gives this connection between that they can determine a little bit of their own future while they still have to work with you, because you may have established things in the storyline as you're building it. It's not that you're going to build the story around the pack, it's that you're going to curtail the story that you're building to what the pack makes sense with. You're going to make little tweaks to it once you know it, but that basic line you should have already established, and that's why you're working with them. And that's also what makes it very difficult for the combination between the two of you in order to complete it. But this is such an important task, you need to work together in this concept of pack, of group, of what is your players together as one single unit. Now, when we traditionally talk about packs, they're normally formed during the rite of passages that occurred for many Garou. Effectively, a number of Garou would go to the cairn and go through a rite of passage, which would result in them becoming full-fledged members of the tribe. In the olden days, when cairn was a single tribe, then yeah, a lot of packs were single tribes. But nowadays, as cairns are becoming more heterogeneous, basically more than one tribe is sharing them, you can actually find that packs are forming out of multiple different types of tribes nowadays. So it's not unusual in the modern nights for different packs to actually have members of different tribes. It's becoming less and less of an unusual thing, and it is sort of showing more of a kind of connection between all the tribes, which is probably not a bad thing to occur, that they're a little bit more connected together. Now, there are a number of important questions you're going to have to ask when you're building a tribe, especially as the players. And you're going to basically form these questions after everything is said and done for the players. All the characters should have already done their preludes by the time they're doing these questions, because that'll establish a lot about their base character itself that then you can add into the overall storyline, and they'll know a little bit more about what their character's like when putting it in together the pack. Now, the first thing you have to talk about is where your pack lives, what kind of territory it is, what kind of area it is. Is this a territory that it regularly patrols? Is it one that it just lives within? Where do all the packs live? Do they live all together, or do they live all separately? See, this is important information in establishing where your pack is. It's the kind of territory it's in, area it's in, where they live. Do they all live together? Big questions that you have. After that, what's the pack's overall motivation? What's its mission? What is it doing in life? Is it protecting someone? Is it protecting a territory? Is it getting vengeance against some other force? All these are interesting questions about what drives your pack. Now, how do you determine the leader of the pack? Is it that one leader that you've determined in one way? Is there a way that you can change between leaders? What is the method, if there is some kind of method for choosing or changing leaders that exist? Leadership in a pack is very important also. It's effectively, when push comes to shove and someone needs to make an order, you kind of need a leader there to be able to do that and to help things smooth things out so everybody's not making their own decisions and things are going too chaotic. It's that order that's very important here. Does your pack have a spirit totem? And if it does, what is the nature of said totem? Information about the totem if you have one. What sept do they belong to, if they would belong to a sept, and what is the nature of that sept? So effectively, if they are part of a sept, you kind of have to define not only that their basic nature of it, but like the leader of that sept, the spirits they revere, all the important information about it. Who are the friends and allies of your pack? Who can you turn to? And more importantly, who does your pack protect? Packs usually protect something. What does it protect? That's going to be important. It's kind of on that same level as the friends and allies. What are your pack's enemies? Or should I say, who are your pack's enemies? What motivates them to go against your pack? And if they are not Garu, what kind of powers or abilities do they have that make them a credible enemy to your Garu? What kind of supernatural abilities do they have that would go against your pack? Now, as I've talked about, the pack is the core concept of the werewolf society. So all werewolves believe they should be members of a pack. There are some exceptions, though. There are loners out there, but they're oftentimes shunned and saw as outcasts and saw as just thrown out there, that they aren't members of packs, and they're kind of looked down upon. Those are the other sort of group of it. But again, there's also an exception to this group, too. Elders. If an elder is not a member of a pack, that's seen as something all right. Usually what has happened is, in the course of that elder's life, they were a member of a pack, and the mission, the goal that that pack had to accomplish, they finished. Whether they were successful or not is impossible to say unless you talk to the elder, anything like that. But the reason behind the pack existing was completed, and therefore they could part ways. And of course of that, they gained their experience and gained age. That's the important thing to note about this, that all Garu believe that a pack has a purpose, that Gaia has given a pack that exists some kind of purpose to fulfill, that it's hard for them to find that purpose, that maybe sometimes a pack will never truly find that purpose. Sometimes they find it quite rapidly and manage to accomplish it. Once it's accomplished, it is up to the pack itself whether they want to continue their journey now that they've done what they believe Gaia has assembled them for, or to part ways. In fact, there are many packs that in fact share dreams. They share dreams because they feel the spirits that are giving them messages about what their goal, what their job for Gaia is. And this is especially ones when they are needing to seek out that mission, that job that they need to accomplish. So that's it for today. I finished talking about packs. I talked about your players making their own packs. First off, I talked about the fact that they're going to have to answer a lot of questions about it. And these aren't probably the only questions that they're going to answer. You could come up with questions that you can think of on your own. Or if they think of a question that they think is really appropriate to mentioning about their pack, have them answer it. Let them go ahead. But it's all this information that they're using to combine with you and the story you're building to build this pack unit, which is the unit of all their players, which is effectively like another player in and of itself, and to have it fit within this world you're building and make it appropriate that they're going on this mission, that they're doing what they're doing, that they fit in this world right. And it's this unit that's very important to it. And of course, I did talk about being a member of a pack, or maybe not even being one. That packs themselves have goals. And once those goals are accomplished, goals given by Gaia, up to you if they stay around or if they part ways. But if you had been a tribe, then you have proven yourself. Of course, there are those that don't have tribes and are outcasts, looked down upon, because they never did, or they lost it before they accomplished their mission and didn't gain the glory necessary to show off that they did was right. In the next episode, I'm going to talk about traits some more. We're going to start going through and talking a little bit more about all the different traits a little bit. But if you have any questions, comments, anything you would say, anything you think I left out, please leave in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's just for the channel, the Empire, the work I do. If you want to show some extra support, you can always check out my Patreon. Link to the description below. Regardless, until the next time, I bid you farewell.